So you've just watched an art video and the tutor has told you which size brush to go and buy. Simple, isn't it? You go and buy the same size brush. Or is it as simple as you think? My name's Jackie Smurden and here I am in Dunnock Studio in the heart of Norfolk, UK, and this channel is all about art with a heart, encouraging anyone to get painting and to enjoy the process. There's no such thing as a silly question, so please ask anything you like. And I've got a few more subscribers since my New Year video went a little bit further than my normal videos do on this new channel. So hello to everybody out there. It'd be lovely to know where you live, so if you want to pop a comment down, like and subscribe, that would be absolutely fabulous. And let's have a little look at these brush sizes and see what we can find out. So I have some brushes here that I already had, and they are size 12, they're different brands, and if you put them together, think, well, they're pretty similar. A slight difference in shape. Some of them have been used harder than others. You can see this one's lost its point, but you could argue they're sort of similar width, similar length. But a lot of people will advise you on videos and workshops that you go along to buy a certain size brush. Now you've probably already worked out I don't tend to do that on my channel or on my workshops because I believe that the brush has to suit you, and the only way you're going to find that out is to try brushes. So not very scientific this, but it's true. What works for me might not work for you. So what I thought I'd do is to save you the trouble of testing out my theory is I've ordered a whole load of brushes. Now they are all from Bromley's Art, and no, I was not sponsored. I've put my good money towards this myself. I needed some new brushes anyway for my workshops, and I thought, well, let's just have some different brushes. So first thing to say about when you get a new brush, as you can probably see, they've got these on them. So if you're not sure what that is, I can tell you right now, it's just to protect this while it's in the store or in storage. As soon as you use your brush, you take this off and either dispose of it or maybe use it for some printing or something, who knows, but you do not put it back on that brush because you'll catch the hairs and spoil the shape of it. So number one is get rid of all of these. So as I do that, I'll take these off, lay them out in some sort of order, see what we've got. Okay. I will point out all the brushes I'm showing you are not animal hair. I do tend to use synthetic. I find that synthetic brushes are very, very good. So it's my choice. You have your own choice. Now, if I lay these out, you will probably see that we've got some similarities going on here. I'm laying them all out like so. So, can you see that these brushes here are all very similar in size? Very similar. This one is a lot bigger. This one is a lot smaller, and this one is a little bit smaller than these. So the majority of these brushes that I've bought, 9 brushes, are very similar in size. But if I was to show you that this one, which is a Da Vinci Collineo, size 10, then if I was to show you that this one, which is a Rosa, is a size 10. And then finally, if I show you this one, which is a pan art, is a size 10. So let's put the others to one side. Do you get what I'm telling you now? By ordering a size 10 does not mean you are going to get the same size brush as the Tutor, unless that Tutor gives you an exact brand to buy, which isn't always suitable for you. You might live in a different country where you can't access that brand. It might be out of your budget. It just might be really hard to get hold of because the Tutor's had it a long time. So these two brushes are both watercolour size 10. So when you're buying a brush, do not assume it's going to be the same size as any other brush. Something that's worth knowing is Rosemary and Co, which are made in England. This particular company will send out a catalogue anywhere in the world. Again, I have not been endorsed by them to tell you this. I have used them and met them at art festivals, and they're just really helpful as a company. Now, just because I'm showing you this is because they have a unique catalogue, which maybe you've got somewhere in your part of the world, where these pictures of these individual brushes are life size. So if you're trying to get a brush that you think you could handle that might work for you, I'll just try and show you. There you go. So let's get in here. There's a size 10. So that's in the catalogue as a size 10. Let's see how that matches up to, let's see, we've got Aquafine Daler-Rowney, size 10. So similar-ish width, not quite the same width, but a little bit different in lengths. And then we've got Winsor & Newton Cotman, quite a lot shorter than that one. Then we've got the Pro Art Proline Plus, again a little bit shorter. But then when I put this one on, it's ginormous. It's completely blotted that one out of the way, hasn't it? It's a lot wider, similar-ish length, but quite a bit wider. But then this pan art one doesn't even come close. So on their website, Rosemary and Co actually say that even within their own ranges, a size 10 in one range would not be the same as a size 10 in another range. So my message to you is try and get to handle your brushes, try and get a feel for them. I mean, some of these have got some lovely shape to them. And if you'd like to get a catalogue where you can see the size of brushes, if you've never bought a brush before and you can't get to a store, ask for a Rosemary and Co catalogue, and they mail them all over the world, so you can get one easily. So all of these I'm going to try out at some point and see what they're like, and with these shaped handles sometimes that's really quite nice for holding. It just depends what suits you. See that one, let's get that really small one, beautiful shape, but for some people who've got arthritis, etc., that might be really hard to hold, whereas this big Rosa, which technically is a size 10, actually could be a lot easier for somebody to handle. So I do recommend you don't necessarily use the brush that somebody's telling you to use. It's not the brush that does the work, it's you. So try and get yourself a brush that suits you, and stick with it. And if somebody tells you you're using the wrong brush, then move away and sit next to somebody else. And just to mention pricing without going into massive detail, so the Daler-Rowney here, which is the Aquafine, which I use in a lot of my workshops and is really hard wearing, that was the least expensive brush in a size 10 at £6.85. Then Bromley's, who I bought the brushes from, they do their own brush brand. So these were the next expensive at just over £7 and a few pennies each. Another note, just note how different the length the handles can be on brushes. And there's my point there. We have two ranges within Bromley's, both watercolour brushes, both artist value. One's a profile, one's a panache, and they're both completely different sizes. So even within the same manufacturer, you'll get different sizes. And then these two, which is the Winsor & Newton Cotman and the Da Vinci Collino, or Collineo, who knows how you pronounce that? Anybody knows, let me know. These are the most expensive, so they're really, well, this again is a hardware one. I've had one of these for over 20 years. It's lost all its shine now. So I'll be interested to see how this one actually wears. And just to mention the Rosa, which is a Ukraine brush to go along with their paints, I'm guessing. Actually, this one was, this was actually the cheapest one on the range that I've shown you. And we'll see how that performs. These are all quite hard, and because they come out of their little storage covers, their caps, you don't use them again. And then this is just gum arabic, which is the same gum that's inside your watercolours, and it's just to protect these while they're in transit. So to get that to wake up and become a lovely soft brush, you just wash it out in water and away you go. So hopefully you will now go off shopping for your brushes, very much aware of the fact that you may well not get the size of brush you thought you were going to get. So do try and pick them up before you buy, or if you have got a catalogue that supplies to you direct with the life-size pictures of the brushes, that at least gives you some idea of what you're buying. So I hope that was helpful. So the message is, unless you can pick up a brush, you cannot guarantee what size it will be. You can get catalogues with life-size brushes, which does help to a certain degree, but there is no way that you can get around the fact that you ideally would go into a store, an art store, preferably your local independent art store, and handle the brush so you can see and feel it. But if you can't do that, just be aware that when you order a brush, it may not arrive the size you think it will. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. Happy painting, everybody, and see you on the next video. Take care. Bye for now.